What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? I'll give you guys a little bit of a laugh now just because that last video obviously has a lot of people like freaked out. Remember, the play is safe. You're fine. Everything. It's just going to be some hiccups, interruptions, and crazy shit going on over the next couple of months because the government's having issues with the money. So leave it at that. But what'll make you laugh is give you some humor shit because first of all, before I go into it, I'll tell you about Benny when he went out to jury duty, which is funny because, well, I'll get into that in a second. One of the benefits of getting arrested, you'll never get called for jury duty. I don't know, things are looking up. You'll be like, wait a minute, can I keep that little clause so I don't have to go to jury duty? Anyway, the church. Okay, so here's that. I was over there. I was fucking having my coffee. It was kind of windy. I had to go to the market, pick up some stuff, whatever. And I was minding my business. And I was looking at this church, and I was just like thinking to myself, like, creepy fucking place. And you know the whole deal. I took a picture of it, whatever, put it up on Instagram, and all of a sudden, as soon as I was like, bye, you scary motherfucker, all of a sudden the bell started clang, 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 clang. Not like a nice church rhythm. No. The motherfucker started. So I think to myself, like, wait a minute. You motherfuckers are supposed to look after me because I look after you. But me motherfuckers a couple of days ago were telling me, Lou, go up the alley. I thought you motherfuckers had my back, telling me to go up there with El Diablo. Let me tell you something. I think I come up with a hypothesis here on who the ghost has to be. It's the nun that punched me in the back of the head. It has to be. Like, who else would have such hate for me in that church? I didn't even we fought the priest, but it wasn't his rage wasn't at me, it was at Benny. But she just like, and I was telling somebody the funny thing. When she punched me in the back of the neck and I turned around to freaking just like went to the body, went to the head. All of a sudden I found it was a nun. I was like, what? Can't do that. So at that moment, when Mikey clamped her, which is, kind of fucked up. But before I can say Mikey, no. Mikey already, he tightened up those arteries. Let me tell you something. I was pretty fucked up. You should have seen this later. I was trying to explain to Frank, like, listen, we didn't knock out the nun. She got choked out. And what's funny about it was, the way he responded was like, so you're trying to tell me that my son choked out a daughter of Christ and that's supposed to be okay because you didn't knock her out? And he's like, I should fucking murder all you motherfuckers. But it was funny because we were laughing because we're like, but Frank, she was really mean and she fucking, look at his knuckles. What kind of a fucking nun has rings? Anyway, that evil fuck. I'm thinking that's the one lighting the candle, ringing the bell. I was right in front of that fucking church, minding my business. Not in front, I'm across the street. I'm the full transmit for that. When it comes to that church, you can't fuck around with El Diablo. You can't. That motherfucker goes through the walls. Puerto Ricans don't fuck with evil spirits. We don't do that shit. And like I said, I was just minding my business across the street, about to go get my mango, my seltzer, just, whatever. Those bells, I was thinking about going back to the church and say, listen, why are you guys ringing the bell at 8:28 at night? I know the second that motherfucker tells me we don't ring the bells at that time, my heart's gonna go, I'm gonna leave this state like that. There was nobody in the church. The church was blacked out. The doors were locked. And I'm over here laughing like, if I see a candle lighting up in one of the windows, all of a sudden I was like, bye, scary motherfucker, and all of a sudden the bells. So thank you motherfuckers for looking out, telling me to go deeper in the church. Shit, I think if I go in that motherfucker, it's gonna be like, So let's have some fun. Even though I'm gonna tell you the Benny thing at jury duty, let's have some fun. On the comments underneath, put down your scary experiences. I talked about, bringing a crew. By the way, I'm starting to get black people that want to get together and go after Bigfoot. So That's cool because that's like daylight shit. Second I say nighttime, you see all the black people like, yeah, I never said that, Lou. I'm not going in the woods at night. But nobody has volunteered for some like haunted house paranormal shit. You motherfuckers, let me tell you something. Like I said, black people will be fucking scream for that. Spanish, Puerto Ricans won't. Like, they'll be like, no, they don't fuck with the Diablo. If I bring white people, they'll be like, hello, Mr. Ghost. We're your friends. No, we're not friends, motherfucker. You're the first one he's gonna possess. Ghosts don't possess black people. I mean, like, for real, like, it just doesn't happen. Like, it's just, I mean, can you imagine one day you're a ghost, one day you just like, let me go hang out with this black dude. It just doesn't happen. Then again, that's not true because the devil possessed the guy with fucking, but he was Trinidadian. He had remember the one that said Benito? I just forgot about that one. Fucking El Diablo. Technically speaking, I've had a lot of that shit in my life, but fuck it. Just put down your scary stories underneath. Fucking crazy telling me to go to the fucking church down there. Listen, I'm gonna say something crazy. You know that fucking alley going all the way up? That's where they like take the fucking bodies up there. The fucking like, you know, like to do the funeral services. I'm not going to that fucking, I'm saying it here and now. I'm not stepping a foot in that fucking block at all. As a matter of fact, I'm changing my neighborhood probably. I'm just gonna hang out more towards the other side. But anyway, moving on. Benny, he got called up for jury duty. So obviously Frank told him not to be an asshole, don't do it stupid, whatever, because obviously, you know, he can get locked up. So he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go down there and whatever. I'm gonna be out in 2 seconds. Well, what happened was jury selection took so long and Benny was there for a while. So by the time it was ready for him to say whatever he was gonna say, he was gonna say anything. Like, I side with, you know, criminals, you know, like my favorite cartoon character was the Joker, whatever it may be. And all of a sudden they were like, okay, well, we have to recess everything. We have to take everybody, I was like a bus or something, and they took him to like some hotel, like Staten Island or some shit. And he's like, I don't want to go there. It's you have to, you know, just the jury pool. So all of a sudden, fucking Benny, he was thinking it was a normal thing. They fucking take Benny out to Staten Island. They put him in this fucking, like, I don't know, Ramada Inn type shit. I don't know what it was. And they like put you in a room with another person. Like, mind you know, like, what the fuck? All of a sudden you gotta share a room with a person you never met before. That's kind of fucking crazy. So just imagine in your commute tomorrow, take a look at anybody there and go, you know what? Imagine having to spend a night in a hotel room with this motherfucker. That's the kind of stuff. So anyway, Benny's in the fucking room. Benny's fucking dressing like he got pajamas. Now he's fully fucking dressed. He doesn't even have his fucking toothbrush. You know, they're gonna hand all that stuff to him. So he's in there, and all of a sudden they bring this one wild motherfucker in there. This fucking guy was like freaking like Uncle Fester type motherfucker. Like he lived alone all his life, like no friends. All of a sudden he just strips out his clothes down to his underwear. He hops on the bed and he takes out a deck of cards. He tells Ben, hey, you wanna play cards? Ben, he's like, look, motherfucker, you put your fucking clothes back on. I'm gonna fucking play no fucking cards with you. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. So anyway, while Benny was on jury duty and he was at the hotel, the restricted overnight stuff, he escaped. He went out like a fucking window because they had like a court officer person downstairs. So he broke out of Staten Island and came back to the neighborhood, which was hilarious. And we're laughing like, he's telling us everything. Like the guy was trying to say, like, you know, I'm into like guitars. I wish I had my guitar. And Ben's like, shut the fuck up, you and your guitar. The guy's at the going, why are you cursing at me? So anyway, fucking Benny's back in the neighborhood having Chinese food, hanging out with us. And he's like, yeah, you think I'm gonna be there and make fucking half a bologna sandwich with those motherfuckers? He was on the bed with a deck of cards. We were fucking crying. He's supposed to be in Staten Island on jury duty. And here he is back in the neighborhood just hanging out, freaking eating egg rolls. Until Frank showed up. And Frank was like, how'd the jury duty go? So he's nah, they put us in a hotel in Staten Island and I didn't want to stay there. So I said, fuck it, I broke out, I came out, I snuck out a window. Frank just told him, okay, that's your dinner? And he's like, yeah, you want some? He's like, no, eat it up, good. He said, because once you're done, you're going back to Staten Island, you're going to crawl through that fucking window, and you're going to do jury duty tomorrow, because if you don't, you're going to get your ass arrested. And Benny's like, I don't want to go back to Staten Island. Sure enough, he wasn't going to go back home with Frank. So all of a sudden, after it was done, we were just waving Benny goodbye. So Benny went back to Staten Island, crawled in the window, and when he crawled in the window, the guy was like half naked in his underwear with the deck of cards. He starts screaming, "Stop! Get out of the room! Get out of the room!" So Benny's telling him, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! It's me!" And the guy's like, "Why are you coming back? You're coming back to hurt me." And he's like, "I'm gonna fucking hurt you if you don't shut the fuck up." So anyway, so Benny's there for like 40 minutes until they come and they knock on the door. And they're like, "Okay, we gotta get everybody ready downstairs. No coffee, no nothing. It's just dry. Motherfuckers, they're going to the bus." Benny told me like that. Then they were in the bus. So they're driving back. And he said, these motherfuckers look ill. Eating bologna sandwich, no coffee, stuck in a room with somebody who's transient. They finally get to the court. And Benny had it all worked out. He wanted to go to IHOP that day, so he couldn't be in court. So the second when the guy came to jury selection, when they choose, they ask questions, whatever, he just goes on a roll. That motherfucker is not guilty. I don't give a fuck. He says, I don't give a fuck about the courts. I don't care about anything. Y'all motherfuckers grab me all the time. He made a spectacle of himself. They disqualified his ass fast, which was hilarious because on the way out, two guys that we know saw Benny walking out. They're like, "Benny, what's up, man? Were you in trouble?" He said, "Nah, I just escaped jury duty." The prosecutor heard that. She's like, "No, you didn't. Get yourself back in here." Benny's like, "What? Yo no hablas inglés." He tried everything, but either way, he wound up having to serve on jury duty. So he was on jury duty, and it was this fucking cat that tried to murder a cab driver. And it was freaking hilarious because Benny was told a couple of times by the judge to shut the fuck up or he was going to be in contempt. He's like, "Yeah, you should have tipped him better," shit like that. But anyway, once Benny was done with the jury duty and he came back to the neighborhood, Frank just told him, "You completed it, you'll never have to do it again, and that's it." And it was funny because it's one of those things that sometimes you don't want to do something, but you have to do it, so you get it done, you go forward. Like this play, like this nightmare they were all in. But it's going to be good when we get through it. But I am never doing that church or that ramp or any of that stuff. If you motherfuckers want to go, it's Holy Name Church on 96th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. Go, motherfuckers. Have fun with the fucking Holy Spirit. I bet you it's that evil fucking nun. That's why. Now I look back at the fact that Mikey just clamped her. Mikey, you have my back, motherfucker, but the ghost is still here. That motherfuckers. Oh, post your scary shit underneath. And maybe we'll do some paranormal shit tomorrow because what are we going to do? Talk about the line? There's some good shit coming though. Oh, for those that are watching, there's one new D that's shorting us that's tied to one of the institutes upstairs. Like the institute upstairs gave them money and they are shorting us only like 800 shares. So if all you think is this play over? No, trust me, they're just making money, but we're gonna run. So I won't go into too much of the details, but pretty interesting play. We're still strong. Love you, motherfuckers.